Welcome back to Poly Pathways. Apologies for the long hiatus. 2025 has been a difficult year, personally, mentally, and professionally. A lot has changed, and my family and I have moved to Brisbane. It's not an easy decision for us, but now we're based in Brisbane, and the reason for the move was a few factors. The first one is weather. We wanted to go to some place with a bit more warmer climates than Auckland. And secondly, I've always wanted to do an OE. Since I graduated, I've always wanted to do a bit of an OE. And I think now is a good time with the kids at the ages of 4 and 5. I think this is the best time for us to move overseas. It's a big change for my family. It's exciting, but also a little bit stressful. Moving countries, as daunting as it can seem, does sound difficult, but it's also achievable. So it's very important to plan your move. And that's what I'll be covering today, is planning a shift from country, and also my experiences in moving from my old job to a new job. So planning a move, as daunting as it sounds, is also achievable as long as you plan out exactly sort of where you want to go. And some of the specifics that you'd need to be able to look into includes location, job opportunities, cost of living, public transport, lifestyle and support systems. It doesn't happen overnight, so it's important that you do start planning that. So leaving my old job was pretty difficult, a place where I'd worked for just over 11 years. I've really enjoyed my old job. Bit of a difficult decision to make. Felt like, for those of you that had a good experience in high school, it's the same feeling as getting to the end of high school. You don't want to leave, but you have to move on because you can't stay back unless you want to repeat. Which brings me to my first point in this video, is advice for those who are looking to move jobs. So I always say the same thing to people who are looking for new opportunities is, number one, always be driven towards something that you want to move into rather than wanting to leave something, because the likelihood of you encountering the same issue in your new role is quite high. And what are you going to do then when you don't confront the issue? It's the same thing, and you're going to be constantly running from something. So it's important that whatever role you want, whether it's internal or external, is always something that you are attracted to. My second tip for moving jobs or roles is that if you do move, never burn your bridges. Always make sure you go out on a good note, because you'll never know when you'll need a role back in that job that you're in. The second thing that I want to talk about as well is just the career shift and the job opportunity that I've been fortunate enough to get myself into, coming from a local government organization and a civil engineer within a water company. The job opportunities or the job types is slightly different from a private organization, and that's what I've found myself in. I've moved from local government to a private organization, and local government organizations, you tend to have less pay, or you don't compete with the market. However, jobs are fairly secure in local government organizations, and being on the flip side on private organizations, because it's a private organization, their salaries can be competitive in the market. However, the pressures are a little bit different. Jobs aren't as secure. If it's a business, and if the business loses money and they need to cut their expenses or losses, fortunately, employees is the place to go looking for to help the organization meet its bottom line. Those are probably just the top two things that I wanted to talk about today, about moving countries or looking for different opportunities. Are those things. Just to wrap up my video of moving, is always be looking for opportunities to grow, whether it's within your skills or within your career, within your company, but also keep in mind that growth often requires a little bit of discomfort, stepping outside your comfort zone, from the green zone to the growth zone. So I don't know if any of you guys are particular with simple diagram or model of area growth. You've got your green zone, you've got your red zone. Obviously you don't want to be operating in the red zone, because that brings up a lot of stress. You do want to be trying to operate in the orange zone, which a little bit of discomfort, but also some place where you're not relaxed in the green zone and being complacent. That's the best place for growth. Also, change does take a bit of encouragement and planning. That's what I wanted to share today. Again, apologies for lack of content and videos, but I'll be looking to make another video fairly shortly, particularly about client and private organizations and engineering discipline. We've got client, consultant, and contractor. So everyone stays safe, and we'll catch you on the next video. Ofatu.